Okay, hello, welcome to my channel for a palette bingo that I've actually filmed once before. Please excuse the cooking noises going on. They're just gonna have to happen. There's not much I can do about it. Anyway, I've tried to do this once before. It turned out really bad. The look was horrible, and then also I forgot to turn my lighting up all the way, and it was just really dark and it didn't look good. So here we are doing a Beauty Bay palette bingo across all of my Beauty Bay palettes. I'm just gonna pick 6 shades randomly. I've numbered each individual shade from each palette, and we're just gonna go and see what happens. I guess I'll briefly go over which palettes I currently have from Beauty Bay. So starting off with the Jade palette, this is a gigantic 42 pan palette. Then I have a lot of 20 pans, so Sunset Horizons. I'm sure a lot of you already know the Beauty Bay palettes that I own, but I'll just go over them anyway. Wilderness, New Mood, which I just uploaded pretty recently, a 3 looks 1 palette with this. Age of Opulence. So pretty. Love Notes. And Book of Magic. And then also, this is a 20 pan palette, the Beauty Bay Nikki Tutorials palette. Super awkward to hold up. This is what it looks like. And then I have 3 16 pans, so the Midnight palette here, the Berries palette, and the Earthy palette. Then I have 2 8 pan palettes, so this is the Utopia palette and the Techna Days palette, which I actually haven't used yet, but I'm just gonna include in here for shits and gigs. So let's get to, okay, so I'm just gonna, like I said, generate six shades, and we'll see where we go. So apparently I have 258 pans of Beauty Bay eyeshadow palettes, or pans of Beauty Bay eyeshadow, which is a lot. Am I filming? Yes. Whew. Okay, so first shade is number 168. Ooh, that actually lands squarely on the last shade in the New Mood palette, which is the shade Joyful, which is a yellow, a matte yellow. So I'll just swatch them on my hand for reference. Okay, number 2 is the shade number 43, which is another shade. This is the that hits squarely on the first shade and last shade. It's the shade Vanish from the Book of Magic, which is a beige. Super exciting. Shade number 3 is the number 66, which is from the Sunset Horizons palette. It's the shade Mirage, which is a beautiful yellowy gold. Okay. I mean, I could work with this so far. 4th shade, number 10. Okay, this is from the Jade palette. Oh my god, this is actually insane. It's the shade Sand Dancer, which is another super bright yellow. Interesting. So it's like a yellow with a blue shift. More less gold than this shade is. Okay. I feel like I can work with all of these. That's 4 so far. Number 5 is the shade 181, which is from the Beauty Bay Nikki Tutorials palette. No way. It's the shade Basic Trut. So I have 2 beiges. I'm gonna repick a shade because that's stupid. Okay, that's stupid. The shade 244 is the new shade, which is from the Utopia palette. We can't have 2 beiges, come on. It's the shade Midsummer, which is this pinky red. That I'm down for. Okay, I'll accept that. And then one more shade, don't mess it up, the shade 105, which is the last shade in the Love Notes palette, which is the shade Ruby, which is this red. Oh my god, the gods of Palette Bingo knew that I needed this today. I've actually been having a good day, but anyway. Okay, this color story, oh my god, you guys, this color story I can so easily work with. I'm so happy. Oh, this is exactly what I needed. The color story that I had last time I tried to film this video was bizarre and the look turned out horrible. And normally I say the caveat of like, I'll use these 6 shades. That's like that's how I do palette bingos. I'll use these 6 shades, but if I feel like I need to pull in other shades to like complete the look, then I will. But I feel like I could easily do a full look using this with maybe like a black and an inner corner shade. So, oh yes, I'm so happy. Okay, so I'm gonna do something a little bit like basic, but I think the look is gonna come out so good. So I'm very excited. I'm going to first start with the shade Joyful from the New Mood palette, the matte yellow. Just blend this through my crease as my first, you know, kind of blending shade. I'm floored at how good this color story turned out, truly. I feel like, have you ever even seen a color story that is as perfect from a palette bingo? I don't know, but I feel very lucky. Okay, and so I was talking to my mom on the phone, so I just did this other eye, but I'm going to take the shade Midsummer from the Utopia palette and just put this through my crease, which actually looks, I feel like it looks pretty red in this pan, but maybe I haven't used this shade yet. I don't know. I'm just going to put it through my outer corner of my crease, but it's actually, as you can see, like a very bright kind of like corally pink, which goes perfectly with the yellows. Hello?
Oh, hi. Sorry, I was in the dead zone by homework.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, she just said they're going to have to educated or not like be more aware.
Who has the police have to be more aware?
What's that? The boys, like, or Tyler and Chris.
Oh. Yeah, well, that's a whole...
Yeah. And she just said, well, if they say something like inappropriate, like she just said the moral, well, up the street, and that's right.
Yeah, well, I doubt they'll listen to me anyway, but...
Start. So good. And what's up with kids identifying as cats?
What?
So this is what Candace and Jody B were talking about at work today, that I'm going to be kids are identifying as cats, and they have...
Okay, and so now I'm going to take the shade Ruby from the Love Notes palette and use that to deepen up my crease. I have a beautiful little pinky yellow eye, and it's going to be amazing. Okay, and so I did this eye but I will do this eye with you now. So I took obviously I cut my crease, and I took the shade Mirage in the center and the shade Sand Dancer here in the front. They're pretty obviously similar. They're like both yellows, but they're a little bit different. No complaints for me. I love this look though. So I just put some NYX glitter primer on my lid where I cut my crease. I'm gonna take the shade Mirage and just put this in the center. I never thought I'd say this, but part of me is kind of happy that I got a beige because it's so easy to incorporate as opposed to like a random like blue or something. Or green would be even worse. And then taking the shade Sand Dancer. I'm putting that right in the front. So it's a little bit less foiled and it has more of a blue shift to it when compared to Mirage. Really, tonight I'm gonna buy the new Dark Fantasy or whatever palette from Beauty Bay. I don't know why I keep putting it off, but I just haven't been wanting to spend as much money. But I just got paid for the second time ever from a YouTube AdSense, so I'm gonna put that money towards that palette from Beauty Bay, and I'm excited for it. And they released 2 8 pans, which I didn't even know, in collaboration with someone, I believe. So I'll get those as well, most likely. And their new neutral palette. Maybe I'll just go crazy and buy them all. I'm gonna take the shade Midsummer from the Utopia palette and just merge this into the shimmers on my lid a little bit. And then I'm going to take the shade Mirage and Sand Dancer on my fingers and intensify them on my lid. This is a really fun look, I do gotta say. Then I'm going to take the shade Joyful and blend this over the edges very lightly. And the most exciting shade of all, I'm going to take now the shade Vanish from the Book of Magic palette. And put this on my brow bone. I'm going to keep it pretty simple for my lower lash line. I'm just going to take the shade Midsummer and put that... Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to do highlight and blush before I do my lower lash line. Why not? Let's do it together. So I'm going to take the Noctilucent palette from Blend Bunny, and I'm going to take the shade Phenomena, which is a pink, to kind of tie everything together. My new love. Use that as my highlight. It's a little bit more cool toned, but it's fine. And then I'm going to take this shade, this is a Colourpop blush in collaboration with Kathleen Lights. In the shade My Sun and Stars, I believe. But I feel like it'll maybe tone down the cool tone pink. Is it too orangey coral? Not sure. Will I use it anyway? Yes, I guess I will.
Which I just love because I already buy.
Ooh, take a bite of this.
No. Ah, get that chicken juice away from my makeup brushes.
Literally nothing like doing
It's just dripping right down on here.
There's literally nothing like doing your makeup with a little chicken grease.
Yeah, that's true. There's nothing like it. Okay, and then now I'm going to take the shade Midsummer from the Utopia palette that I used in my crease, and here you can see its true color. Like, so corally bright pink. I don't know why I legit, and I've swatched this palette multiple times, I thought that this was a red. But anyway. I've used, I think, every other shade except for this one on my eyes, but it is a really pretty shade. Anyway, I'm just putting this under my eyes and blending it out. Okay, and then I'm going to take the shade Ruby from the Love Notes palette and just use this to deepen up my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take the shade Joyful and blend out the shadows on my bottom or my lower lash line, just like I did on my top lid. And then to finish, I think I'm just going to take the black from the Book of Magic, which is the shade Hex. Any black would have worked, but might as well get a little bit more use out of the Book of Magic palette. Just put that in my outer corner. And then for my inner corner, I think I'm going to take the shade Free from the New Mood palette. The shade something else from the Jade palette. There's another shade like this in the Jade palette, but I think the shade is just like a touch better, but they pretty much are the same. I'm going to spray that and put this on my inner corners. Because why not use a Beauty Bay shade for my inner corners? Okay, so this is the look. I'm going to finish the rest of my face, finish my eyes, lips, and then be back to show you the finished look. Okay, and this is the finished look. Came out exactly as I imagined it after, you know, choosing these shades. Could not be happier. Probably have done this look like 12 times over. I don't care. Frankly, I don't care. On my lips, I have the Colourpop Lippy Pencil in the shade Ashton, which I can find in front of me, and the Luxe Gloss from Colourpop in the shade Eternal Flame. Truly so sad to me that Colourpop decided to do a branded Harry Potter collab. Anyway, okay. Thank you so much for watching this palette bingo. Apologies that I did not change out of my comfy shirt, but I cannot be bothered right now, even though I know it always looks better. But anyway, it's fine. We're all, you know, friends. We're here for the makeup, not the clothes. Truly. Yeah, let me know if you liked this or if you would be interested in seeing me do more palette bingos, because this has made me feel better about doing more. I love the process of them. I love the like fantasy of them. I love picking the shades, but sometimes I hate the way the looks come out. But this time, this is an exception. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if there's any like brands or anything you want to see me do. Let me know. And I would love to see you in my next one. Bye.